Back out here for another day. Got our 415 out. Gonna clean up around where some rusty spots are on the windshield frame there. Okay, so I ended up coating the whole windshield frame. As I started to paint it, really wasn't that hard to add a little bit more and just go around the whole frame. So at least I know for future, after I get this primed and painted, even though some moisture gets behind the frame, it shouldn't be a problem since I got the whole thing coated now with the 415. Now I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It'd be nice if I was, because this stuff ain't cheap. But this is the paint directly over rust. It's their rust preventative coating. I've used this on trailers, under frames, on vehicles that I had in Hawaii, where we had tons of rain, acid rain, and this stuff worked great. I clean it up, I sand and with wire wheel as much as I can, get as much rust off of there. And then I coat it with this. Then we gotta wait a couple hours. It says wait like 2 hours at least. And then I can come back with some 320, buff it up a little bit, and then it'll be ready to prime right over. So we're gonna go ahead and let this sit. And I'm gonna keep going on masking off some more. And got a few more spots to hit up around here. Throw some more plastic up. But we're getting closer to getting this thing primed. Alright, so I brought the scaffolding in, and I am getting closer, but seriously, I've been non-stop working on this thing, and every time I do something where I think, oh yay, I can start spraying next, and I realize like, oh, I gotta finish the windshield. Oh, I need to go get some oil wax remover. And what was it today? Oh yeah, and I didn't have any solvents to clean the gun after. I had to go grab that this morning. Auto body work, it takes a lot of time. So I totally get it why it costs so much. Because people were telling me it was going to be like 10 grand or so to paint the truck. Well, I think I'm over $1,000 just in the paint, and another few $100s of plastic, tape, paper, cleaner. What else? Then you think about the guns. It's not cheap. It's kind of expensive. Really expensive. But almost there. Just gonna keep going. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. For first time. At least my prep work looks good, right? part is I gotta do all this again after I get the primer all sanded down. I'll be really good at this by the time I'm all done. Well, still a little tacky on the windshield, so I gotta wait probably about another hour. So I gotta do more up on the roof. I think I did it. I think I got it all masked off. We are looking pretty good. Now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it down with the oil and wax remover, and got to hit the spots that are bare metal with our epoxy etching primer. Touch those couple little spots up on the back and some on the side doors. And then I can start mixing up the primer and let's get this thing sprayed. Yay! I know I haven't been like the best at explaining all my steps in this process because I've just been really trying to get this done because I really need this truck back to work, and I'm kind of rushing a little bit, but trying not to rush the important stuff, just trying to rush getting everything done. But in that rush, I keep forgetting the different things that I need, and so I went and picked up some Duplicolor grease and wax remover. We're gonna wipe the truck down with this. Make sure we take off any excess dirt and grease. Got explained to me that the truck area had been waxed before, and you're sanding it. You're probably going to sand the wax further into the paint because there is some spots where I was just sanding over the old paint because it was still fine. So we did not remove everything down to bare metal. So he was saying that you need to use this stuff to remove any wax or grease that's still in the paint so it doesn't mess up your new coat. And then watching Twin Sticks put this stuff on his truck to clean it up. Seemed like in some in Paint Society's videos as well, better idea to put it in a spray bottle than trying to pour it onto the rag and then pour it out into the or onto the truck, whatever it may be. recommends using a respirator with this stuff while you're spraying it out there and wiping it down. I'm also going to grab some gloves, and then we're going to get to wiping. Even after washing it, look, there's still so much dirt and grime still on that truck. And now I'm wiping it down. All right, next step, we got our 2K epoxy primer gray. We are going to go ahead and mix this up. It's got a little red cap here. You take off, set on the bottom, and I believe it's got a little bladder inside that we will pop. I think that's all I had to do. And then it says, shake it up for 2 minutes. So we're gonna shake this up, and then we're gonna get spraying. the 2K primer done, or epoxy primer done on our bare metal spots. I only had a little bit that I had gone through in a few areas, so wanted to touch it up with this, make sure that we were not painting our 2K primer right on the metal, even though you can. I guess I'm just trying to do everything right, to my best of my knowledge. But now I think I just got to let this dry before I can spray over it, which doesn't really say. So I'm gonna have to look that one up, and I'm gonna need my phone for that, so I'm gonna put you guys down and find out. All right, I got my little science project all set up here. Got our mixing cup, primer, our hardener, gun set up. I'm nervous. Never painted anything this big before, and I just don't want to mess it up. But you know, I've gone through all the steps and watched plenty of videos, talked to a lot of people. So I'm just gonna get after it, and like Painting Society says, don't overthink it, it's just paint. So just gonna paint it. All right. Well, the first go didn't work. I mixed this all up, and if you can see, it's all jiggly, and it's solid in there. Got at the paint shop and said I didn't need the reducer, even though I asked for it at first and said I should be fine. Second thing is the 301 hardener says that it's good around 70 degrees. That's not working out so well, so I think I might need to get a slower hardener and a reducer. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're back out here another day. Cleaned up the gun, did a lot of reading online. I think I was just a little bit too hot in the shop yesterday, so the hardener, everything kind of set off, and I'd say it's hard. So this whole thing's just, I dumped it back in the cup and it just set up real fast. Got really jelly, the whole gun was just plugged up, so that's why I wasn't spraying. It's cool this morning, so I'm gonna try it again and see what happens. All right, we got her primed. That was not an easy task. I'm amazed at the spray booth. Got a little bit of leakage around my nose there. This spray booth's pretty sweet. No problems. The Black Widow Harbor Freight gun that we used. Having problems yesterday, realizing it was just way too dang hot. Once I read the hardener and temperature ranges and stuff, it may have been cooler outside by the afternoon, but it was still way too hot in the shop with the concrete floor. It was heating it up. I think I had 10 minutes and then the thing was already gummed up inside the gun and just didn't work. So this morning came back out here. It was in the mid 60s when I started and perfect. Sprayed perfect. It came out of the gun no problem, made a nice fan. Made those adjustments that Paint Society recommended with the Black Widow, and everything just came out of the gun as I wanted it. We're gonna let this dry now. They recommended, I believe, is like at least a day or two with these 2K primers to let the shrinkage happen, and then get the sanding. So today is Saturday, so that means got all day today, all day Sunday. So hopefully by Tuesday we can get this thing already sanded and prepped, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and get this thing back in the paint booth and get the paint on, which would be really cool. I'm getting excited now because seeing it all one color really brings it to light, because it was all patchy with other primers and stuff before and all the sand work. So but I know I didn't explain everything probably as great as I did during all the process, because I was just going. So real quick, I'll just kind of touch what we used. I got my stuff from the PB&G supplier. We used the shop line JP202 2K high build primer. Came with the JH301 hardener. The reducer wasn't recommended based on you're trying to build up the primer so you can sand it down. If you reduce it, you're just thinning it, so you're kind of defeating your high build purpose. Yesterday I thought that I really needed a reducer. Today, no, it shot just fine, laid down fine, so that wasn't an issue. I did use the 2K epoxy primer in the can to hit up and touch up those spots that had bare metal. One can was plenty for all the little spots that I had. Around the window frame where we had some rust, I used the Pour 15 rust preventative, paint directly over the rust preventative. I've used that stuff before, it's worked great. After we did all our sanding and prep work, I did wash it, and then we wiped it down with the Dupli-Color grease and wax remover. I watched a few other videos and watched them put them in a spray bottle. That worked way better than trying to pour it on a rag and wipe it. Spray it down, wipe all one direction. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. Black Widow gun from Harbor Freight. Had the 1.7 tip. And let's see. I think that's it for the most part. It has aired out pretty good inside the spray booth. So take a look real quick inside. I mean, I'm pretty happy. I don't know if I can get the right angle on there with the light, but this Optimus Prime is coming back. It's definitely looking pretty good. I know I got some lighting issues right here at the front. It makes it look like a dark spot, shadow. But yeah, it laid down real nice. No problems. It's feels real smooth still. I'm a fan. It worked out pretty good. Got the back, got the roof. The first coat went down and took about one can on the spray gun per side, essentially. And then I would have had a little bit more primer if I didn't screw up that one can yesterday, but the second time around, it shot really quick and easy. And I just had to touch up a few spots that needed some extra love. But it looks great to me. It's a work truck, but it's gonna look nice. That's for sure. So now we just gotta get some sanding back in. I did order all my block sanding or sandpaper. So we're gonna get to that in the next couple days and hopefully get this thing right back in here, get this paint on, and then just in time for the new windshield and parts to come in next week to where we can get this thing put back together. And we're on the move. From there, it's just going to be changing out those torque rods, torque arms, polishing up the tanks and wheels, and deck plate. Then going through airlines, brakes. So it's going to start moving here real quick. I'm excited. Thank you for following along. I'll try to get these next videos out here sooner than later. But please like and subscribe to this video if you want to keep seeing more. This 1985 Peterbilt 362 is starting to come together, and I'm pretty happy. So thanks again for the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one.